Beautiful day wherever you're watching us. You're welcome to this wonderful episode of the Spotlight Talk Show. Spotlight Talk Show sheds light on contemporary issues in the community, people making outstanding impacts in their various and choosing genres and walks of life. And equally, we talk about issues that we know would be educative, entertaining, as well as enlightening for our community members. By the way, my name is Akim Ugumiladi, and I'm your host, as usual, on another beautiful episode of the Spotlight Talk Show. Today, we've chosen to celebrate and take a spotlight look into the Nigerian Canadian entertainment industry. It is not the first time we have dedicated an episode to focus and x-ray trends, developments about the entertainment industry in Canada. And again, here we are for 2023 rounding off. We've decided again to, take a very deep view. And to do justice to this topic is one and only reputable, first rising Nigerian Canadian actor and producer, Irene Chukuma, popularly known as Queen V. She's going to be our host on this wonderful edition. Together, we're getting to meet her and we'll be getting to talk about different trends, developments, and top-notch indices we can use to evaluate the growth of Nigerian Canadian entertainment industry. Stay tuned with me while we go on a very short break. Once we come back from the break, we will be bringing into the studio with us Queen V, our guest on this episode of the show. All right, welcome back. If you're still joining us for the very first time, don't forget this is the Spotlight Talk Show where we bring to you trends and affirmative virtual content that would help develop your senses of appreciating your immediate community. Now we are set to cut to the chase by bringing into the forefront of the spotlight today our special guest, Queen V. Hi, Queen V. It's such a pleasure having you on this episode of the program Spotlight Talk Show. We would like to meet you, Queen V. Could you just give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Hello, Akim, and hello, everyone watching from wherever you're watching. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And I would like to say thank you for having me on the Spotlight Talk Show. It's a great honor to be here today. I'm your woman crush, Queen V. That's what most people know me as. I am an actress, I'm a producer, I'm a storyteller. I write true life stories. And I'm the producer of the One in Town web series, Facade. Some people call it Facade, some people call it Fakade. Well, whatever you call it, I know you know what it means, and I know where the story is taking you to. So whatever it's called, you're welcome with whatever name you want to give it, because I know we from Africa, we usually use consonants to pronounce names and words. So I don't blame anybody who is saying Fakade, but it's Facade. That's what it is. And like I said, I'm a storyteller. When I say storyteller, I write screenplays. I have a couple of stories on Vic and Film Studio on YouTube channel. my daddy's daughter, and I have Sleep With Me. I have a couple of them there, the CEO. So I write stories based on true life events. So if you're looking for true life stories, relatable stories, connect to Vic and Vin Studios. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Having said this, now we have a background of where you're coming from. Now, what's been your in terms of training orientation to become who you are in the industry today? Would you want to walk us through your your educational background and probably huge credits that we can ascribe to you as a notable filmmaker, storyteller, and um, a actor, an actor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kim, for this. I would say by background, first remember that to want to be in art, there has to be some innate qualities in you that pursues you, makes you pursue your career in that. So I would say first, I have that innate. Um, I want to be a producer. I want to act. I want to do things. So that inequality, first in high school, took me to major in arts. Like I went to high school in Nigeria, and in Nigeria, there comes a time where you are in science, art, or the social science, the ones that go into accounting and all that. So I went to art, which is literature, CRK, government, and all that. So that's the first place I went to. And then now going into the university, I went in to do English literature. That I majored in English literature. And then all my electives was from creative art. So while doing English literature and analyzing books and novels and poems, my electives were in theater art in University of Lagos. So with theater art, we were always performing on the stage. So you can see that my acting skills started way back as an undergraduate in the University of Lagos.
Awesome, awesome. And coming to Canada, did you brush up your skills by attending, trying to develop yourself more in terms of education?
Yes, so coming to Canada and still wanting to pursue that dream, I went to Trevor's College, and in Trevor's I did film and television. And with film and television, they walk you through pre-production to post-production. So that's where I also majored. I majored in film and television.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, that's great. I just wanted our audience. I know your background, and I just wanted to make sure we put the dots together for people to know you are not just you're somebody who also you're trained in your skill set apart from the innate thing and the passion. I know you're a very passionate person about the creative industry. Okay, now I would want to ask you as a whole. I also know you do event compare, apart from being an actor, producer, and I don't want to go to the other things you do in the community right now. But what has the journey been like for you?
So I'm gonna say, no man is an island, and even if you have all these qualities and you don't have an avenue to show your qualities, it's just gonna be in there. So I went to film school. I graduated from film school, but I'm not gonna lie to you. After the first project in film school, I did my first project, which was the CEO. It came out, but I didn't continue to because I didn't know where to go to. Like they say, information is power. And my journey as a filmmaker, as a producer, my journey as a filmmaker and a producer, the story cannot start without me acknowledging where it started from. So as a film, as having gone to film school, I am there looking, okay, where do I show? How do I show my skills? What do I do? God brought Tampan to the picture. And then Tampan, where the vice president of Tampan, who's Temidayo, kept on putting on Instagram, do you have love for acting? Do you want to join? Please contact us. And that was where my dream started to blossom. And then I joined the group. And then being a producer today, I cannot say I'm a producer without also giving kudos to Temidayo and Bobo Loye, because with Tampan they will say, okay, we're not going to charge you a lot. We're not charging you. We're just going to do the basic thing because we want you to be producers, and they are the reason why I'm a producer today. They are the reason why I'm a producer today. So my journey as a filmmaker, as an actress, as a producer started with Tampan after film school. And I'm going to use this opportunity to say thank you to all Tampan members for giving me that platform.
All right, that's great. So now let's look at Facade as a project before we go back to you again. What's the inspiration? Where is this project going? What would you want to tell somebody who is just listening for the first time? Like, what is it about Facade?
Good. Thank you for that question. So if you go to the dictionary and Google the meaning of facade, you would understand what facade is. Facade is, you're actually living a life that is not true. That's what facade is. You're living a fake life, And with facade, why it's so intriguing is that you cannot live a fake, you can have a facade without having jealousy. You can have a facade without backbiting. You can have a facade without enemies. So facade has a lot to bring to it. It has, lies, greed, betrayal. It's intriguing. It has everything in it. So facade is relatable. It's what we see happening every day in life. And, if you permit me to say this, to be honest, I don't know. Sometimes people have to fake it to make it there. Like even when you see the music videos, they're there flossing billions of dollars and doing this and dancing and using all the best cars. They don't own that car, but people love to see good things. The eyes love good things, So I think people talk towards good things, and that's why that word "fake it till you make it" comes in. And I'll give you an example. Being a Nigerian, and you want to go see a rich man, and you have a proposal for that rich man, you can walk into his office looking tattered. You have to look good. You have to look presentable. You have to smell good. Even though you live in a one-bedroom apartment, nobody knows you live in a one-bedroom apartment. It's your appearance that we're looking at. So you have to look good. Keep your whatever at home and come out looking presentable. You have to dress the way you want to be addressed, if you permit me to use that word.
Awesome. Okay, we're still going to come back to that. Now you've been able to lead us into what we expect about the theme and the lessons behind behind the project. I want to talk about you being an anchor and event MC. I remember as far back as 2028, you've been. I've seen you on stages, anchoring events. What would you say is what would you say is the peculiarity of the Nigerian entertainment industry as a whole? Because of your expertise, your experience being, apart from being being an actor, you also produce, you write script, you go on other people's set to act for them. You're an MC in terms of events. I also know you're behind the scene in all the projects. So that gives you an holistic look about the Nigerian Canadian entertainment industry. So what are the peculiarities you've experienced being in this position?
So first, I'm going to say kudos to all Nigerians. Kudos to Nigerians in the entertainment industry. And just kudos to all Nigerians because, okay, I remember I emceed an event. I don't know if it's 2018, like you said. The first event I emceed here with MC. The guys came from Nigeria. who have their names here now. And I could count how many people were in that event. But now, today, the story is different. When there's an event here now, and not only now in Toronto, I can see that they're taking it everywhere. Vancouver, Saskatoon, everywhere. When there's an event now, it's always sold out. So I can see that the Nigerian entertainment industry is really growing. It's growing so well, be it in music event, be it comedy event, be it in movie premiere, be it, it's growing. It's growing. So kudos to all Nigerians. We're doing a great job, a very, very great job. So I'm going to say kudos. I'm going to say it's growing. I'm going to say we're doing a good job. I'm going to say even those people who are supporting the sponsors, thank you all. They're all doing a great job. And like what the event was 11 years ago, what entertainment was 11 years ago, it's not comparable to what we're seeing now. What we're seeing now is a big, big deal.
Awesome.
And it's going to go higher and higher from here now.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, Queen V. For those of you just joining us, it's to the Spotlight Talk Show. It's been such a beautiful moment, listening to Queen V. She's a major stakeholder in the entertainment industry, and as a result, we dedicated this episode to looking at how how the industry's growth can be rated. And she's somebody who's been in town. She's been around the country for close to a decade now, right? More than a decade, so no doubt. The last time we had a guest on this show, we had Chief Fumi Olumade, who's been here for getting close to 2 decades now. But now we're talking about another active, personal character in the entire system. I want to ask a question before we go on a short break. Queen, can you tell us successful organizations or attempts by individuals to unite the entertainment industry and the shortcomings perceived? Because there have been a lot of dirty leanings here and there, controversies. These are normal trails for any industry anywhere in the world. But what's your take around these? And probably you have any mentions.
So I would say, I like the way you said it's a trend around the world. It's a trend in any entertainment industry around the world, be it America, be it Jamaica, be it Nigeria, it's a trend. But there's one thing I have to mention here. There's in every profession, regardless of what profession it is, be it in the medical field, whatever profession it is, there's something they call conflict. Remember, everybody in that profession, we are all from different places. We have all different ideas. So there's something they call conflict. So there's no profession without conflict. But the greatest skill is conflict resolution. If we're able to resolve whatever conflicts we have. So, with whatever is going on in the Nigerian Canadian entertainment industry, I just see it as, part of the job. It's part of the career, part of the job. We will have conflict. However, we will be able to resolve our conflict and move on to greater heights. That's what I see it as. There's always going to be conflict, but the most important skill we all have to develop is how to resolve those conflicts that arises. There's no time there's not going to be conflict. There will, but we must resolve the conflict that arises. That's all I'm going to say here. But apart from that, I think the Nigerian entertainment industry, we're doing well. We don't have so much saga compared to the main Nigerian entertainment. We're doing well, trust me. We're doing well. Yeah.
Okay. That's a very good submission. And just like you said, conflict management and ability to manage, steer the ship as such. Unavoidable situations comes up. It's on this note we want to take a very short break, and when we take the break, we're going to be back to continue the show. Please stay tuned and keep watching the Spotlight Talk Show. All right. Welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned and being a part of this episode of the Spotlight Talk Show. We still have with us right in our studios here one and only community, our creative stakeholder in the industry, and our um, spotlight has been on evaluating the Nigerian Canadian industry, and we still have with us in the studio Queen V. Thank you so much, Queen V, and welcome back from the short break. I want to find out something, Queen. You are somebody who at some point we find out, okay, apart from being a healthcare worker, we know you are a social worker as well. You are you have a transportation business with your family. You have, you're somebody who does the loudest one was the fact that we had also you drive trucks. And for us who've not seen really someone like that in the community, we understand it's all about being able to do all this. How do you manage all these and still to see you on major film sets around the community? How do you sleep at all? How do you manage all this?
Okay, so I'm going to start by saying, I think, is it the Yoruba term? I don't know how to say it in Yoruba, but they say they know they use one road they enter market. Are you familiar with that term? Good. So they know they use one road to enter market. And then remember, I'm a producer. Producing in Canada is not cheap. I was telling somebody, I think it's Deborah Wedefe, I was like, because she's also a producer, and I was like, do you permit me to say that being a producer is like somebody who is on drugs? Because you keep pumping, I'm telling you, you keep pumping in money, and because the Canadian Nollywood industry is still growing, we don't have that funding yet. So it's our personal money we're funding into being producers, and you're not getting anything yet. So I'm just like, I think you can attribute being a producer to being on drugs because you want to do it. So now coming back to the question, saying how do I do it? I'm a very hardworking person. I'm a very, very hardworking lady. And also if there's something lacking, I was step in and I would jump in to do it. So my being a truck driver, a female truck driver, came in as a result of a shortcoming. So I am my partner, Almobile. We run a trucking company, and we had another contract that we needed to, fulfill, like work, like we needed somebody to do it, and there was nobody at that point. And I told him, I said, I think I can drive this truck.
Here comes latest. We have to deliver.
I'm not do it. You can't. It's not for you. I said I will do it, and I said just show me, and he showed me, and I'm telling you, within 1 hour, I was like, I can do it. I'm driving it. I'm going on the road. I'm doing it, and he didn't believe it. He was just looking. So it was out of necessity I started, and I'm telling you. I'm so happy I was able to do it. And again, when people ask me, I get questions when people ask me, what is it like? What's one of the advantages of being in Canada? And I'll tell them, Canada gave me a voice. Canada gave me a voice as a woman. Canada has made me know that even as a woman, I can do anything. There's nothing I can't do. There's nothing I cannot do. So I think that also is behind my head. I can do anything, yeah. So I have to be hardworking. We have to be hardworking to be able to pursue the dream of the Nigerian Canadian filmmakers. We have to, because remember, it's our personal finances we're putting into it.
Awesome. Okay, let's go back to facade, and I want to ask one or two questions. You see, how long, in terms of expectation, is this going to be a series or a serial? Then, in terms of how long do you intend to keep flogging these? You already told us you're driving fast. How long? We just want to have an idea. Like, I hope this is not something. Now everybody loves it. Who wait for it. Who want to see something. And I hope it's not going to get to the point we don't just see it any longer. What are the, the medium term, long term projections for these, so that we can have a kind of mindset around it?
Thank you, the Spotlight Talk Show, for giving me this opportunity to talk about this now. So, Facade is currently a web series. That's why it's on YouTube. Our next goal is to make it a TV series. Facade is unending. It's unending. And if you look at the series we put on before the last series, the last episode we just put on, it's been serious, because we are I have a team of writers, very, very good. And like the team, and I'll tell you something. When it's time, God brings everything to you. I have a great team of writers. I'm going to say thank you to Greg Ophili. I'm going to also say thank you to Frego Empire. I'm going to say thank you to Kenny, Good News. Our EP, Carlos Bell. I'm going to say thank you to him. All the amazing Nigerian, Canadian, Nollywood actors and actresses. This could not have been possible without them. I wouldn't be on the screen alone. How is it going to make sense? Do you understand? I need everybody. So it's a collective effort. So I'm going to use this opportunity, if the Spotlight Talk Show allows me to do it, to tell people that, listen, we're actually looking for sponsors. Facade is unending. Drama is unending. Jealousy is unending. Backbiting is unending. Envy is unending. So everything happening in the world is always going to be in a facade. There's nobody that cannot relate to facade. Nobody that won't be able to relate to facade. Borrowing is unending. Borrowing to go to parties is unending. So yeah, there's nobody that cannot relate to it. So it's not coming here to stop. We want to take facade to the point where people will always make a date. If we're going to say it's going to be on Tuesday, people will always make a date and say, oh my God, I'm running home to go watch facade. That's what we want to do.
Awesome. That's great. We wish you all the best in this, and we hope that because continuity, being consistent with a craft, really might have its own challenges, but ability to make it consistent, it makes it outstanding. And I want you to know that the world is watching. It's been a great time. Like every time I watch it, like I get really, it's beautiful. So we wish you guys all the best. Now for what I just have done 3 more questions for you. In terms of what do we expect for 2022 from your brand? Vic and Vin. Your YouTube channel is sprouting greatly. You're getting more engagements in the community here and there. But for 2024, is there anything we should be expecting from the brand? We understand that Facade is a continuum already. So, but any other thing new we should be expecting from your stables?
Yes. So, like you said, Facade is continuing. We want to try and make sure that we're releasing a new episode every week in 2024 by the grace of God. And it's not only going to be Facade. We now want to put in feature films. But remember, I told you at the beginning that Vic and Vim Films is based on true life stories. We have a lot of true life stories to tell. I would always say, when you ask me about the movie, I would say it's telling stories through the screen. I have stories to tell through the screen. So listen, if you haven't subscribed to Vic and Vin Films, I don't know what you're waiting for. Because, everything you want to see there. I don't know if they've watched Daddy's Daughter. Akim was Daddy in Daddy's Daughter. They should go watch it. But you know what? You can't believe this. Since we've been releasing Facade, Daddy's Daughter has been doing so well. Even YouTube keeps sending me messages. And can you guess which country is watching Daddy's Daughter the most?
Which country?
Yeah, we're playing a game. Guess which country is watching Daddy's Daughter the most?
UK, US.
The US. YouTube sent me a message and said the US is watching Daddy's Daughter like crazy. So, one thing is making another grow higher. We putting in facade, but people really love daddy's daughter.
Yeah.
So we're not,
Okay.
and then we're not only stopping with Vic and Vim films. By
Okay.
the grace of God, we intend to go to the cinema before the end of next year.
All right. Awesome. That's the big one. And we'll wish you all the best. And we know you're a go getter.
Thank
Very, once you set your mind on it, you go for it. And we'll wish you all the best.
you. Yeah,
I want Queen, it's been such a pleasure having you join us this afternoon. We've tried to ask you what necessitated, you becoming a female driver along all this. Also, we understand the most important thing. You are a mother. That means you have kids, you have children to take care of. Amidst all your hectic schedule, would you want to inspire other parents there finding it difficult to manage home front with their visions, their passion, and being who they want to be?
Yes, and I also want to say something. I want to tell people that, having kids or having a family or being married doesn't stop you from pursuing your dream. Number one, you have to, like, I'm very lucky. Carlos is very, very, very supportive. Very, very, very supportive. Like, I'll give you an example. Last weekend, I was on set, but I wasn't on set as an actress. I was on set as a production manager. However, the kids needed to go to the movies. I'm on the phone with them, and Carlos would have to take them to the movies, bring them out. So we coordinate together. We do everything together. I will not lie to you. The home front is not lacking. The family has at least home cooked food every day. Every day we have at least one meal made every day, fresh every day in the house. So the home front is not lacking. But we're working as a team to be able to do it, to be able to make sure that the kids are not lacking and they're not lacking the love of their parents, and
Hmm.
they're not missing from there. So I think teamwork is it. It's teamwork. Wherever I can
Yeah.
fill in, he's there to fill in, and wherever he's not there to fill in, I'm there to fill in. So it's teamwork. It doesn't stop us from doing anything. And then sometimes the kids can even come on set with us if they have to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
growing. For those ones who really love the passion, it's a good
Yeah.
starting ground they have there. Okay, now I also still want to ask you, Queen. Yeah, when you look at the industry, I want to go back to the industry before we round out because you are our picked index on this for this year.
Mhm.
Um, you could give us all the feels. When you look at the industry, we have comedy, we have even artists, people who sing, we have MCs. Apart from comedians are different from MCs, right? We have
Yeah.
the drummers, the keyboardists. We have the Fuji acts. We have actors, and the different kind of actors category in Canada here. There's some that they just stay outside anything or association, not because they have a profile, but they just stand different and they still walk, they travel, go do their things. And there's some that are in organizations, and we have different producers. Now, I'm just mentioning all these different pieces of how do you think, what's your general advice on how we can come together and maximize the power of networking to make us grow better because we are better together. You would agree with me?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Kim, for this question. Yes, we are better together. Nobody's an island. No man is an island. Like I said, for example, when the story of Facade came and I went on set like that, the highest I can act is two sides with a good camera, with a good director. But I need all these people. I need everybody. You know why I can't start calling any name? Because if I call one name, I should be sure to call the other names. But everybody that is playing a part in Facade, you know, I need them. I can't do it all by myself. So teamwork is a great, great thing. Teamwork is a great asset. And I see that in our industry. We do have teamwork in the industry. It's just to reach out to them. If you're able to reach out to them and say, hey, you want to come on my project with me? I'm telling you, I've got, like I have never had a no everybody's willing to support one another. So the teamwork is there. Nobody's an island. We have to take away any form of jealousy. There's no competition. Listen, they always say that the birds of the air are flying around and none of them are hitting anybody. I don't even think they don't hit the planes, even though the plane is flying. So it's enough for everybody. There's no need for jealousy. I'll be on your project, you're on my project. We're helping one another grow the Nigerian Canadian entertainment industry. Teamwork. Even we who act, and sometimes we have to MC on a comedian's comedy show of the comedian kind of they need us to also boost the show. We all need each other. We need each other. The musicians, the drummers, the hype men at the Nigerian clubs. We all need each other. So everybody is important. Let's forget any jealousy. Let's forget any envy. Which facade will bring more light to? But let's just come together, love one another, help this industry grow. That's what I'm gonna say. We need each other. Forget the jealousy. Forget the competition. There's no competition. And please share your information when you know where something is happening. Please let us know. Because I hear the government is supporting the entertainment industry. So when you know where it's happening, please invite us to apply.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Queen. And just like you said, you're preaching love, advocacy, equality, and you're not just preaching it right now through
Yeah,
your first project, Facade. I think that's
yeah,
the message, that's the team behind it. And the other issues you raised here, I want to react to as well as a stakeholder in the industry. Um, when you talk about one must be able to also demonstrate a level of confidence in terms of being able to do viable projects before grants and government can assist. So that's another area I want to mention. That then we have some people, some community members who have been in in this industry, especially like filmmaking. They're silent there. They're also blacks. Then they understand the pathway. So I would also urge that just like you mentioned, also reaching out if there information that can be shared. I think it's also a very good one because I know very well that there are some stakeholders who this is what they do. I know of it's an African from Africa. She got over 3 million to produce a project, $3 million for a refugee story. So why
wow.
am I mentioning this? Because information is very key, but most importantly, like we are spotlight today is we're bringing the beam light is from a Nigerian personality. That's Queen V, Nigerian Canadian. So for us, Nigerian Canadian, I think be we must come together and really tap into this. You can have somebody doing one thing, somebody's just doing okay. Probably we have very brilliant people, but just like you also said, one we need collaborations here and there. The more we continue doing all these dots projects, it's not going to be as great as when we come together and a project. It's going to be a bomb. It's going to be, standing the time. And I remember that Titi Kuti also mentioned in an interview I had with him, he said, because Nigerian Canadians are not producing their own stars, that is why people come from any category or caliber of actor or entertainer comes from Nigeria, and all of you in Canada start jumping around them like you're all paying like probably he said it's because they're not building their own stars here. And I think for a way forward to building our own stars here still lies on collaborations. And in terms
Yes.
of collaborations, you can't throw it has to be like a central body. And unfortunately, I thought we are going to get over this in 2023, but we're not getting there yet because even it's getting more divisive in terms of forces, amalgamations, like people, you're getting your own team, we're doing it in different directions. We're still not going to get it. We're still not going to get it. We're going to, for me, I say that it seems we're just drifting more apart. when we have producers in Calgary, uptown, in the west there, they're beginning to bring millions together to produce big things. Okay, you're leaving the people down here. The people down here are also beginning to, it's still it's still segregating. It's still you bring in artists from Nigeria to step
Mhm.
teams here. We're not building our own industry. So at times it's easy for people to complain. But how are we actually effecting and playing this game appropriately? The same thing with the comedy industry. Some people who've been here for a long time, they keep fighting with each other. The new people that have been, disarray here and there, it's not working. The same thing with the Fuji artists. We have very talented sets of, artists and people who sing. The same thing there too. They just keep splitting and drifting apart, having issues. We just up like we're analyzing the 2023 situation so far. This is November 4th. So let's see and hope that it can get better for 2024. On this note, Queen, we want to say thank you so much for your time for being our special guest on the spotlight. But before you go, do you have a word or two for new immigrants just coming in? Because we understand you also run a not-for-profit organization. How do your organization? How can you help and advise new immigrants with talent to integrate into the community?
Okay, so first, before I go to the new immigrants, I want to say something. With the comedy, with the film, with the Fuji artists, one thing I must tell everybody has their own fan. They have their own fans. Like, okay, this. So when you're having a comedy show, even if you're 10, 20 comedians, instead of, you know, being enemies or being envious of each other, remember that if you guys come together to do a show, A has their own fans, B has, everybody will bring their own fans. Like, oh, I'm part of this show. People will buy that ticket just because this person is part of that show. So, I've said it, no man is an island. Let's try to love one another. We will do better. I always tell people it's harder to hate. It's easier to love. And it's hard to hate. It's very, very hard. So let's all preach love. Let's come together. I'm going to try my own best as an individual to make sure that you know we explain our own point of view of why we should be one, why we should show more love, why we should stop every malice, envy, anger, fighting. I'm going to try my own best. I'm going to put it upon myself to see how I'm going to make things work upon myself. And I'm promising that on this show. Then for the new immigrants, thank you, Mr. Akim. I run but I would say I don't want to call the other people right now. I don't know if they're comfortable, but we run an African and Caribbean in arts not for profit. So if you're a new immigrant and you're also looking for where African and Caribbean in art, and how did this evolve? There's a lot of youths, lots of youths always like, oh, Auntie, and they call me Auntie Irene. Auntie Irene, we want to be part of your movie. We want to be part of your movie. And to be honest, we don't really have that space for the youths now. In our movie, we have one or two roles for them. But now this African and Caribbean in art is basically for these youths. It's basically African and Caribbean in art. Remember, we are marginalized and we're black. So, this is for us. It's us. So this African and Caribbean in arts is for us. So for the new immigrants, there's a lot of things. Google should be your best friend. There's a lot of things online. Whatever you're looking for, Google is your best friend. Ask questions. They said people who ask questions don't get lost. If you ask questions, you won't get lost. Canada is a beautiful country. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. There's everything you want in it. Make friends. They always say make friends. I hear people saying, oh, I don't want friends. Guy, lady, you can't move without friends. Friends are important. Make friends. Make friends. You get information through friends, through acquaintance. So thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Queen. In terms of how do if you did make a clarion call to the public that you're open to sponsorship and partnership on your projects and channels, would you give us of your contact details where we could reach out to you, probably Instagram handles, social, all the social media platforms, and if you're comfortable giving your business number, I'm sure we could get somebody who wants to invest in the laudable and good things you've been able to do, supporting the Nigerian Canadian entertainment industry so far in 2023.
Please and please, my telephone number is my business telephone number is 647-786-0850, 647-786-0850. I'm also on Instagram. I People who know, I try as much as possible to check my messages inbox. Please send me a message. It's Queen underscore Vic and Vin. Queen underscore Vic and Vin. You're gonna see me there. Please, please, please. And you can also reach out to X-Ray Media. He knows how to get me one dial. He knows how to get me one dial. There was, I don't know who posted something on Instagram one time. The person said there's some people's calls. Once you see, even though you're sleeping, you wake up. X-Ray Media is one of them. I came. So when I see his call, I wake up like, yeah. So please, you can always reach out to him as well. Thank you.
All right, this is how far time would permit us to go. On behalf of myself, the theme of behind the scene here, we want to say thank you, Queen V. Out of your busy schedule, you are able to make your own impact and contribution towards the growth of the entertainment industry. We are hoping that someday in the future we'll be able to form a forum, a stakeholders forum, devoid of any, any bias, and say it as it is in such a way that we are talking about how do we come to form a formidable force and make our talents to the world count. I hope that time would come. Once again, thank you so much and do have yourself a beautiful day, Queen.
Thank you for having me on the Spotlight Talk Show. It's more than an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
All right. All right, destination point is here. This is how far we'll be able to go on this wonderful edition of the program. My name remains Akeem Okumilade. I'm going to see you in the next 2 weeks again. Like we say, it's fortnightly. Here and there, we will be talking to another exclusive guest on another edition of the program, Spotlight Talk Show. Till then, stay out of trouble. Bye.